It's chatting.
And very funny, Brady.
Oh, guys, okay?
Stop spoiling.
Let's see the screen.
Lucid Spark is the virtual whiteboard you need to bring your best ideas to life. It's simple, visual, and
Yeah.
Hey, Coach.
Yeah.
Coach.
Yes. Somebody say coach.
Coach.
Yeah. Somebody say coach.
I did.
Hey, what's up?
I gotta go to my dad's.
Okay.
Are you gonna do it and listen, or am I gonna?
That's okay, bud.
Yeah, thanks for hopping on.
Yeah, you gonna come on next week, bud?
Bye.
Bye. Have a good week.
You too.
Songs I'm making, saying you will never write a verse like Kendrick, never be the rapper rock out from Hendrix. Times in the line, you will never be mentioned. Why aim so high, won't spot the trenches? Plus, you a Christian, Andy. They will never listen, Andy. I be living like shut up, I be paralyzed by fear. If I quit, the only way I lose, I got two choices when I do this: make moves or make excuses. If you know what biggest enemy is me. And even I can stop it. Try to shut us down and it ain't no slide. Only thing I fear is God and he on my side. That's the confidence I got, cause he got me. That's why I really feel like you can't stop me. That's all you got. Come on with it. That's all you got. You can't stop me. Don't got the power, can't shut me down. That's not enough. I'm my biggest problem. You don't got the power, can't shut me down. That's not enough. You can't stop me. Stop me. Never stop me.
guys think of the video?
I didn't like it so much.
You didn't like it so much? Why?
It's good.
I like it.
Did anybody see the Cobra guy in there?
No.
No.
Yeah, I did.
Was that Kobe?
No, it was
Yes.
Jenny. Actually, Hunter's gonna be on.
Mute. Please mute.
Was
Thank
that
you.
was that Gable at the end?
Yep.
Who said that? Who asked if that was Gable?
Hey.
Patrick, did you know Gable?
Should be a terrific year in this conference, maybe the best league in college basketball. Yeah, I don't think there's any maybe. Big 12 pretty good, but I think the Big 10 is by far the best league. A couple of players in this game helped make it the best league. Ayo DeSumo did not go to the NBA. All he's done is be arguably the best guard in college basketball. He scores, he drives.
What the heck is that? McKinley.
Championship written all
Mute McKinley.
Alright, well, we'll get started now. So, please be quiet, so everybody can hear. Let's start off.
Elijah and Theo, you guys want to turn your cameras on?
Mine doesn't work.
Not working, bud. Can you see us though?
Yes.
Okay, that's it.
So, well, we'll start off with the.
Hey.
Yeah, so hey guys, so everybody probably remembers, maybe not if you're new kids here, but the new wrestling mat got delivered to the
What the heck just happened? My
Oregon
headphones
Farm.
just went
Set it up.
flying.
We're gonna show you a couple pictures of what it looks like. Definitely.
Can everybody else hear you guys okay? Because you're really quiet.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, I can barely hear him. Turn the
That's-
volume up. I can barely hear them.
Wrestler Boy 70
You guys
can
hear us
hear
better
them.
now?
No.
We can hear everybody else good, but you guys are really quiet.
It's all the way up on our end.
Scream at the top of your lungs.
Is that better?
It's a little better.
Ah!
All right, well, we'll talk loud.
They like
Guys,
them.
first, we'll show you guys a couple pictures of the new mats that got put in the wrestling room today.
The
They
new
look pretty
mat?
cool.
Yeah, Matt.
Yep, so everybody
Oh.
remembers that old red mat. We replaced it. It's pretty sweet looking. Everybody see it?
Yeah.
That looks cool.
Looks pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
But we'll still have one of those red mats that was in pretty good condition. But yeah, we got a new black one with a big Cobra on it. So we got to take good care of them. These mats cost a lot of money.
Everything costs a lot of money, pretty much.
Why's my name Wrestler Boy 70? I didn't do that.
I don't know. I think because that's your name.
Okay, guys, got to be quiet, okay?
So, a couple of the things on the email, submitting your workout exercise. I know some of you guys did that. Some of you guys are new, so you probably didn't see it.
Mom,
We did have 9 kids, though, in this video.
Junior,
Pretty awesome.
can you go get Mom, please?
So, some of the questions as of last week, too, if you guys want to answer them now, we'll go with the first question.
I don't know, but I can remember Wrestler Boy 70.
So maybe let's go with, we asked this one last weekend, but let's ask some of the new kids this week. So, I'm going to go with Elijah. Can you hear me, Elijah?
Yes.
What are your goals for wrestling this year?
I can hear you. There, I can hear you now.
Can you hear me?
He's glitching. What?
Parker,
He sounds very weird.
who are you talking to?
You listen to Christmas music?
Okay, so
No.
let's
You talking to
hey,
Coach?
it's hard to hear us.
No
Let's
Christmas
have-
music.
Hey,
Brother
listen,
Ford.
let's have everybody
That
mute
ain't what we
themselves
as we
and
say.
we'll tell who we want to talk.
Can you hear it?
Every
Everybody?
Yep, everybody mute yourself so that way maybe it's better to hear us. There's not other people's noises in there too. So is it better to hear us now? Easier?
Yes. Give me a
Okay.
thumbs up. Yep. So Elijah, let's have you go first. So unmute Elijah. What are your goals for wrestling this year?
Getting better.
Getting better? How are you going to get better?
Practice more.
Attaboy. What about Quinn? What are your goals for wrestling this year?
Get first place again. Like,
Yeah. What do you think is going to help you get to that?
more practice.
Yep, I like it. Let's do one more. Who else is first week here? How about Kobe?
I really don't know typing in the chat if that's what it's going to be. If you're asking a question, that's fine. But that's
Kobe, what are your goals for wrestling this year?
You guys are just screwing out in there. So just listen and ask questions.
Okay,
That's late.
Layton, you got a question?
On the video when you showed us like what we could do like on the workout thing,
Yep.
what's the cartwheel for?
Oh,
what
it's just exercise. Just
How's
help
it cartwheel?
balance, all that kind of stuff. Kind of like when we run laps and we do cartwheels and barrel rolls and all that stuff.
Oh.
Hey, I seen that, Patrick.
Saps? My mom just thinks it's Brady being funny.
Well, that too. It does. It helps you with balance and all that kind of stuff. It's just exercising.
What skateboard?
No, the cartwheels. So there's somebody on here that says Bethany's iPhone.
Yep, that's my little nephew.
Okay,
Yep.
yeah. So that's Morgan's nephew. I didn't recognize him. So, well, everybody say hi to, what's his name?
Braxton.
Yeah.
Braxton!
All right.
Who the heck is Braxton?
So Braxton doesn't go to Triton, but he's Coach Morgan's nephew, and
Yep.
so he just wanted to join us and talk about wrestling. So anybody watch a new wrestling video on YouTube this week? If you did, raise your hand. McKinley, do you remember what it was called, or who was wrestling? Not at all. Do you remember? Did they do a certain move or anything?
They kind of did they picked up the person like did a back bend.
Oh, nice. Okay. Anybody else watch a YouTube video about wrestling this week?
I didn't, but I watched.
Did Parker did? Parker, what did you watch?
Like someone like put their head down and then the other person grabbed their head down.
Okay, nice. I like it. Ooh.
Yeah, hey, any wrestling video is good. Even if you don't know who you're watching, yeah.
What? Or go ahead. You can finish.
Even if you don't really know who you're watching or anything, it's still good to see kind of what people do and stuff like that. Wyatt? You have a question?
No.
Did you watch a video, Wyatt? What was it about?
Just people pinning people and like headlocking people.
Okay. Or Leighton, go ahead.
I watched this one guy that was just suplexing people all the time.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's probably freestyle or Greco, different style of wrestling, I'm guessing.
Wait, what's freestyle?
Freestyle and Greco is just a different kind of wrestling, different style, different points.
And you did that, didn't you?
Yeah, I wrestled a lot of freestyle and Greco.
Maybe one day this year we'll just have a night where we kind of talk about freestyle and Greco, because it's something that you guys can do and actually do tournaments during the summer if you kind of get into it.
Yeah, it makes you a lot better.
Beckett, go ahead. Beckett.
Are we ever gonna go to school and wrestle?
I hope so. I think I heard that the governor's gonna talk tomorrow and kind of tell us when we can go back. So hopefully we know pretty soon. But yeah, we all want to get back in there and try that new mat out, don't we?
Okay, so the last question is, how have you gotten better since last week? And we'll have some of you guys answer that. Some of you guys sent in your videos. I think we'll continue to do that.
I think we do that every week.
Yeah, every week. You know, you guys can do different workouts. I can send some videos of workouts that you can do too. We can put in the email. Just it doesn't have to be long. You know, it can be 10, 15, 20-second video of you just doing a workout, doing something to get better until next week.
Right. And you guys will see, because I kind of took all of your videos and made a big video with some music on it. And we're going to watch that here in a little bit. And I think every clip was anywhere from 3 seconds to 10 seconds. So they can just be little clips. So it's pretty cool. Do you guys want to watch that?
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys that didn't send me videos, you got to watch this video so that you can be in the video next week, eh? Is that a deal?
I did a plank for 1 minute and 26 seconds.
Okay, here I'm gonna share the screen. So mute you guys yourself so we can listen and hear the video.
And you can tell your parents I'm going to put this on our YouTube page so they can show all their friends. It's pretty cool. It turned out pretty good.
What'd you guys think of it? Pretty
What
good?
is Brady doing?
Right now.
Good.
Yeah, I think that was really cool. Not a lot of it was, something very small. Just a couple push-ups, some sit-ups, nothing too major, but that everything helps in the long run. So by doing that every single day, just some sit-ups or some push-ups, and then hopefully today we'll have a little bit of time. We're gonna go over like the rules of wrestling, so that way the new people understand what's going on. And then we'll maybe do probably just a stand-up today, maybe a stand-up or takedown or something, one thing, so that way you guys can practice on your own. Parker?
Takedown.
Patrick, gotta be quiet. Let Parker talk, bud.
Are we actually gonna wrestle or just do Zooms?
Well, as soon as they open the school back up, we're gonna start having practice at the school again. Real practice, okay? These are just kind of get us by until then.
No,
Getting
around your way.
Okay, so we're gonna talk about one more thing that I think we might try to do every week too. So there's gonna be a quote, and I think this is really cool. So the quote this week is, "When you go the extra mile, it's never crowded." So with these quotes, I would like you guys to talk with your parents or brother and sister. Everybody kind of thinks of different things out of the quote. So it's kind of cool to see what you think and maybe see what your parents think. And they could be two completely different things, but they both work. Braxton?
When do we have Zooms?
Every Tuesday at 6:00. All right, so we're gonna talk a little bit. So one person, just raise your hand and then you can talk. What do you think it means by when you go the extra mile, it's never crowded? We'll go with Brady here. You gotta listen up.
Talk loud.
Not many people do the extra work.
So not many people do the extra work. Yeah, that's exactly what it means. Anybody else have something they want to add? Anyone? No? I guess there's pages. Oh, that's Travis. Okay. So when you go the extra mile, it's never crowded. Not everybody puts in extra work. Some people just do enough to get by. But when you go further than other people, there's less people. Everyone that, works medium hard sits right here, and the people that work harder separate themselves away from the others. And that goes with anything. That goes with wrestling. When you go the extra mile, you're gonna make it to state. You're gonna leave, other people behind that aren't working as hard. And even with a job, when you work harder at your job when you get older, you work harder and work harder, you get promotions and you start getting away from just the average people. You start to separate yourselves and get better, and there's less people up there because less people are willing to sacrifice.
Well, and another time it comes into play is school. Yep. I mean, you might try really hard and your friends might not put the effort in, and one of them might get a B and the next one gets an A. So it's a life lesson that everybody should know, and it applies to a lot of stuff.
We got 2 pages. We got 17 people. Okay. So I'm gonna show a video of just kind of the basics of wrestling, just for like the beginners and parents. Pay attention. If you guys have any questions, you can raise your hand. Well, yeah, we'll be able to see some, or else just wait till the end of the video. Yeah. We'll go share screen.
Here you are, you're going into your first wrestling match. You need to know what the rules are. To win in a wrestling match, you can win one of two ways. You can win by pin, or you can win by points. To win with the pin, I put Jermaine onto his back, and I get him flat so that way both shoulder blades are stuck on the mat. His shoulder blades are these two things in his back that look like angel wings, okay? These two things, if I get them flat for 1 second, he's pinned. The other way that I can win is...
Okay, so to add on right there, it's actually 3 seconds. You got to hold them on their back for 3 seconds in order to get a pin.
By points, and we'll show you how that works right now. Okay? So in a match, we start in the neutral position. There's either the neutral position, or there could also be another position, top and bottom. From the neutral position where we start, there's only one way to score, and that's with a takedown. There's two ways to get a takedown. I can either pull him down and get behind him, 2 points for my takedown there, or I can attack his legs. If I can get him onto his butt, where I have both legs, that is also a takedown. If I pull him down, but don't get behind him, this is not a takedown yet. It only becomes a takedown once I can get behind. Now I've scored my 2 points. Now the other position is top and bottom. So if I'm the guy on bottom, there's 2 ways for me to score. I can score a 1-point escape, getting up to my feet, getting out. 1-point escape. I can score a 2-point reversal if I'm able to switch from the bottom to the top. So let's say here I am on my bottom, we're wrestling, start moving. I end up on top of him. I just got 2 points for a reversal. So again, 2 points for a takedown, 2 points for a reversal, 1 point for an escape. One other way that we can score points in a wrestling match. If I get Jermaine on his back, but I'm unable to pin him, the ref's gonna start counting what are called back points. So right, I get him, boom. He's not pinned, he's fighting out. Boom. The ref's gonna start counting. If the ref makes it up to 2, it's gonna be worth 2 points. If he makes it to 5, it'll be worth 3 points. So 1, 2, Jermaine gets out then I get 2 points. If he gets all the way up to 5, I get 3 points. And these are pretty much all the ways you can score in wrestling. There's a couple other ways if someone gets a penalty or commits an illegal violation, but these are the 4 main ways. We have back points, takedowns worth 2, escapes worth 1, and reversals worth 2. Okay, let's show you some things.
Okay, so that's about all we're gonna watch. The rest they kind of talk about some more in-depth stuff. So do you guys have any questions about that? Do you guys kind of understand that? The new people?
I don't know. I think McKinley's the only one. I think of all of our people tonight, McKinley, you're the only first-year wrestler. Did that make sense to you? Nice.
Okay, we'll probably put that on an email and send out so you guys can watch it if you need. If your parents want to watch it to help understand a little bit.
That's a good one for parents to watch.
Yeah, that kind of shows you the basics of the wrestling.
Okay.
Okay, so I think so since our guest speaker's here, before we do that, I kind of want to show one thing so that way you guys can try to practice it in your guys' videos this week. This is super easy. You can do it by yourselves. I'm probably going to have some of you guys try to set up your cameras and face it so you guys can do this, so we can all work on it together a little bit. So if you guys want to set up your cameras, kind of get the camera facing the ground, or have your parents hold the camera on you, then we'll kind of go over this move. So if you guys want to get ready for that, the more people, the better.
Want me to hold the camera on?
I don't know. I don't. Maybe we go back a little bit.
Can I unplug it for a little bit?
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay, so some of you guys are kind of ready. Looks like maybe. Okay, we're gonna do a stand up today. Most of you guys probably know a stand up. We're just gonna do a basic one. So you get in your down position. Brady will do it with me here. Yeah, you got a question? Parker?
Who did? Parker? Yeah, Parker.
What is what's a stand up?
Bye-bye.
This is
A
the move.
stand up, we'll show you. It's a
See you
wrestling.
later.
So this is the move that you would do when you're in the bottom position.
So as you can see, we can do this by ourselves. We're gonna pretend like somebody's on top of us, or even you can get on top. So what we're gonna do right now is this arm that he's got his arm on, we're gonna lift this up and we're gonna kind of wave to the crowd. Like I can wave to you guys right here, okay? So now from here, we're gonna kind of push back into him a little bit. We're gonna stand up into him like this. Now we're gonna get our hips down, because if I stand straight up, he can't lift me, but somebody my own size can lift me and take me back down to the mat. So I gotta get my hips down a little bit like this, and I gotta grab a hand. I go a 2-on-1 over here, and I put it right in my back pocket. Pretend like you're gonna put his hand right in your back pocket.
Okay, that's a little disgusting.
And from here, we're gonna turn and we're gonna face him, and we're gonna get right in our stance. Okay, now we'll do it by ourselves here. You can do it. All right, so you guys can do it with me. Can you guys all hear me? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you.
So everybody get in your position to get ready. We're down. We're gonna go right here. We're gonna lift the same leg and same arm up. Like we're gonna wave to the crowd. Now we're gonna push backwards into him, and we're gonna stand up. Yep, make sure you bend your knees a little bit. Otherwise they're gonna put you right down on the mat. So get your legs down. You're gonna grab 2-on-1. You're gonna grab his hand, pretend like his hand's right here. You're gonna put his hand in your back pocket. Hand in the back pocket, and then I'm gonna turn, and I'm gonna be right in my stance again, ready to wrestle.
And then you just eat him.
So I hope to see some of that. I will take a video myself and I'll post it on, or I'll send it to Chris and he can put it on the email of me doing it so you guys can watch it. Yeah, also we can go over a stance quick. It's, yeah, we got a minute or two. So your stance right here, we're facing each other. You want to make sure you got your legs kind of apart. You want one leg a little more forward than the other. Yep, some of you guys got it. Now my arms are down right here. We're protecting our legs. We don't want them to take us down. So we're right here. And this is how we wrestle. We stay down like this. We circle, we circle. You always want to be in a good stance, just like this. You guys can walk around your house like that sometimes.
You look like a dumb monster.
Yeah, I walk around my house sometimes, my apartment, and I pretend like I'm wrestling. I pretend like there's a person right in front of me in my stance, walking around.
That's dumb. That's just weird.
Yeah.
It is. It's really weird.
Yeah,
Why do we dumb?
it is weird. But I live with a bunch of
boy.
I live with a bunch of wrestlers, so we always kind of wrestle around. And
Where do you live?
I live in Rochester.
I live with a bunch
I
of
used to live in
wrestlers.
Rochester, but I moved.
Yeah, that's where I live now.
I live in Dodge Center.
Nice.
I live far away from you.
Okay, so all right, come back in now. Our guest speaker is here. I don't know if you guys can see him.
Who's that?
His name is Travis.
His name is
Rutt.
Travis Rutt.
I saw him the entire time.
Yep,
Yeah.
he's been in here for a while.
I had no idea who he was.
It
Yep.
says my name.
I can't see him.
Oh, there.
I know, but like you've never been in our wrestling place.
Right? Yeah, because he's our special guest tonight.
I know.
Who's in your background? Wait, what is in your background?
Hey, Layton, what's your name?
Yeah, who is that in the background?
Oh,
Yeah, that's me doing homework in the background.
My
How
name
do
is.
you even get background?
I'm famous.
Wrestler boy.
I'm famous.
70.
Okay, so hey, we're gonna have Travis talk. So mute
Travis
yourself.
Scott?
Mute yourselves a little
Not
bit.
Travis
No,
Scott.
not Travis Scott, the rapper. No, we're gonna have Travis talk.
Who is Travis Scott?
I don't know.
Hey, guys, quiet.
Yep,
Let's pay
yep, pay
attention.
attention.
Let's give good respect and good manners for Travis.
Yeah, he took time out of his night to come in here and talk with you guys. So, and I hope you guys brought questions. That was one of the things you were supposed to
I
do for this
didn't.
week. Well, then when he talked, think of questions to ask him, something that you want to know. But everybody kind of mute themselves. If you have anything to say, raise your hand. We can kind of call on you. Make sure they're kind of questions about or for Travis, and not, about the Zoom meeting or about your video games. So Braxton, what's up?
If you hit participants, it will say raise hand, go slower or faster and stuff. So that's how you can usually raise your hand. I usually do it in my school Zoom meeting.
Okay, do you guys hear that?
Maybe.
Maybe. Okay, thanks, Braxton. All right, so we're gonna have Travis talk now. So everybody, listen up.
So, how's everybody doing? Good practice so far? Good.
Boring.
So,
Patrick.
a little bit about myself. I am now a wrestling coach at Rochester Community Technical College. So, I coach the college in Rochester. So, some of you someday I'll be your coach, hopefully, right? I started wrestling when I was very young. Both my parents, not my parents, but both sides of my family. I come from two big families. All my uncles and some of my aunts wrestled on both sides of my families. So I was kind of born into it. And I still have lots of cousins that are wrestling. So I started wrestling when I was in kindergarten and I was 5 years old. I would say I really started to like wrestling probably second grade. So I've wrestled and enjoyed wrestling for a long time. Ashley, what's your question? Oh, you're still muted.
Patrick, you're muted.
My name's not Ashley.
Okay, Patrick, what's your question?
I don't have one.
Okay.
Okay, then don't raise
Okay.
your hand if you don't have a question.
Yeah, we got to be respectful.
So I would say I really started taking wrestling serious when I was probably in sixth grade. So even though I started wrestling pretty young, I know a lot of other people. It seems like I don't know the oldest person here, but it doesn't seem like anybody's really that old. You know, I've met a lot of people that didn't start wrestling until they were in high school, junior high or high school. And even at that age, you can still be a very good wrestler. But I would say I probably really started taking wrestling serious in sixth grade. I've traveled a lot, went to a lot of tournaments. It's not that I didn't take it serious when I was younger, but in sixth grade, we were able to start wrestling in junior high. There's a little bit of a crossover in junior high wrestling, and our kid wrestling still went through sixth grade. So I was able to practice after school with the junior high, and then after that, I'd go straight to another practice for kid wrestling. That's probably when I really started getting serious. But I couldn't get enough of it. You know, I liked the competition. I liked wrestling at tournaments. I liked wrestling at practice, and it's where all my closest friends were too. So everybody that I hung out with.
Patrick, stop sending stuff.
Nope. Is it your turn to talk?
Everybody
Then
that I hung out with, you know, I got to go to those places to hang out with my friends. And to be perfectly honest, a lot of those friends that I met are still my friends today. And that was quite a while ago. Who has a question?
Leighton, did you have your hand up?
Yeah, it's me who has a question. How were you put into like two families?
My mom's side and my dad's side.
Oh, so your mom and dad were divorced?
No. All of my dad's, all my aunts and uncles on my dad's side and my aunts and uncles on my mom's side.
Oh, so they all liked wrestling and stuff?
Mm-hmm. They all wrestled.
Oh.
Why?
I thought you meant like you had two families. I'm like, what? Is that possible?
Just two sides.
Like you're born from two people? Is that possible?
Yes, that is possible.
Okay, who else had a question? Anyone else?
I think Wyatt raised his hand. Yeah, go ahead, Wyatt.
I didn't raise my hand.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Kobe does. Kobe, go ahead.
What is your
favorite wrestling move? I like
front head.
Double legs are nice. Sweep singles are good, but I think front heads are probably the best. There's a lot of different ways to score in a front head.
What's a front head?
We'll go over that soon. It's basically just having somebody down and you're in front of them. You got their head, kind of locked up.
We did it a lot in practice last year.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. I've done that so many times.
McKinley, go ahead.
How old were you when you started wrestling?
I was 5. I was 5 and I wrestled every year until I was, I still wrestle somewhat now, but I wrestled every year until I was 23, 24 years old.
Nice.
Anybody else got questions?
No.
So, did you ever wrestle? Did they have NYWA when you were younger?
They did.
Did you ever wrestle on that?
I wrestled a little bit. I wrestled a lot of Minnesota USA stuff.
Oh, yeah. Nice. Yep.
So when the spring started, I switched over to freestyle and Greco.
Which is the other styles of wrestling we were talking about earlier that some of you guys didn't really know about. We'll talk a little bit about that too. Just a different kind of wrestling, different points. But we have some kids I know in here that have won NYWA.
Oh, wow.
And I never did that, so that's pretty cool.
Never did either.
Yeah.
Yeah, he won the invite. Yep.
So then
didn't win NYWA.
Yep, he won the NYWA invite 2 years ago. Yep.
So how about high school?
So after junior high, I remember my first day of 7th grade wrestling, and the coach, when he saw that I was at practice, he asked me what I was doing. He said, "Get to the high school." So my high school wrestling started in 7th grade. I wrestled, the weight class was 103 at that point. So I wrestled all 6 years of high school. And my first 2 years were at 103, and then I grew up a little bit. I graduated, I wrestled 171. Wrestled a lot of high school matches, and like I said before, just couldn't get enough of it. Every tournament that I could go to, high school wrestling was pretty fun, but my real season started in the spring with freestyle and Greco. And I know that you all don't know too much about freestyle and Greco yet, other than it's the other styles, but there is a lot that you can learn that will help your high school wrestling from the off-season wrestling, and that's where you make a lot of friends too.
Okay, so Braxton,
How many wins and losses have you got?
High school, I want to say it was like 270 and 20, something like that.
270 what? And 20 what?
270
wins, 260 wins, something along those lines.
And 20 losses?
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
yeah, that's pretty good. I think he was the most winningest wrestler in Minnesota when he graduated. So that's pretty cool. I'm not even close to that. I think I only got like 140 wins, and I probably had about 70 losses. So that's kind of crazy, you know, to win 270 matches and only lose 20 of them. That's kind of crazy.
Well, and for you kids to put into perspective, I think if you want to set your goals, I think the Triton record is 162 wins.
Yeah, I was looking at it today. I
Yep.
think it's like 160 something.
Yep.
162 wins.
Yep.
Who's got it?
Jeff Pitzenberger. His dad was the coach in the late 90s to early 2000s. Real good wrestler.
Jeff Pinsenberger?
Yep.
Does he like burgers?
I don't know, but
You know that I like that you bring up goals. I would say goals are the biggest
Dumb
thing.
wrestling boy.
okay,
Hey,
Patrick.
listen.
Patrick, we're not going to be able to talk like that, okay?
Goals are probably the biggest thing that I learned through wrestling. It's okay to want stuff. Okay, it's okay to say, hey, this is. I know Morgan had talked about jobs. You talk about schoolwork. You talk about wrestling and tournaments. It's okay to want stuff. You know, it's okay to want to have the best grades in the class. And when you want something like that and you set that as your goal, there are things that you can do every day to help you achieve those goals. And when you want things and you have that goal, you have it written down and you think about it, you know you're going to work towards that every day. And to be the best in the class, to be the best in the wrestling tournament, there's only one person that's going to win the tournament that you're at. There's only going to be one person who's going to have the best grades in the class. There's only one person that's going to get that job. And it's okay to want that, as long as you're working towards that every day. And sometimes and it kind of goes into that quote. What was the quote at the beginning?
When you go the extra mile, it's never crowded.
Right. So when you want things, there's going to be people that along the way that will stop. And not only will they stop, but they'll try to make you stop too. So that's where it gets not so crowded, because people are stopping. And when you want those things, it's okay. People will say, hey, you don't need to do that, but it's okay to keep going. It's okay to keep working.
Oh, it's not.
And then along with that, it's okay to fail. When you fail, or I guess when you don't get what you want, it's okay to take that time to refocus and keep working to try to get that. That's part of life. Every time something doesn't go your way, you keep working at it. You keep working until eventually you'll probably get it. You'll probably get it as long as you keep working. But if you don't, that's fine. As long as you work and do everything you can and you're okay with your effort, you do everything that you can to accomplish that. I saw a couple hands.
Yeah, Caden.
Bethany.
What year was it when you started wrestling?
1995.
What high school did you go to?
I went to New Prague, and then I transferred to Jackson County Central.
Okay, nice.
Braxton?
What college did you go to?
I went to the University of Wisconsin, and then I transferred again to the University of Oklahoma.
Nice.
So like you transfer like with everything.
Yep.
Who's the best wrestler you wrestled?
Good question.
That is.
Oh, I can probably answer this.
Who?
Jaden Cox.
He might be.
I mean, overall success and stuff.
I did wrestle a guy from Poland, who was a world silver medalist, multiple world medalist. I wrestled a guy from the Ukraine who's a multiple world champion. He's pretty good. But Jaden Cox was good. Jaden Cox was pretty good.
Yeah.
They're not the guys who beat me up the worst, though. I'll say that.
Kobe?
Did you beat all of them?
Nope, I lost to everybody we just talked about.
Yeah, so that's kind of cool. You know, he said Poland and what other place?
Ukraine.
Ukraine. He got to wrestle people from, you know, other countries that were training just as hard as he was, and it's kind of cool. You know, he probably went to, I don't know, did you ever go to other countries to wrestle?
I went to Finland, I went to Turkey, and then another couple stops
Turkey.
away, but those were the main places that I went.
Nice.
Turkey's a state.
It's a country.
Country.
Who's this? Who's goal 162 wins?
That's Leighton.
Leighton, I like it. Way to set your goals. So, yeah, any more questions, Braxton?
How many places did you travel to?
I traveled quite a few, out of the country a couple times. I've gone to most of the 50 states, and I don't know if I've been to some place that wasn't for wrestling. I've been to places outside of wrestling, but I don't know if I've been to any place that I haven't also visited for wrestling.
That's awesome.
And then, so a little bit about college. You were an All-American one time.
One time, and then 1 year I Olympic redshirted and wrestled Greco full time. That was in 2012, and then I went back to school to finish up, and I was not an All-American that year. Let's see, I was a 7th seed, I think, at the national tournament, but I didn't place.
All right, Braxton, what's up?
How old were you when you started coaching?
Good question.
I would say 7th grade. I started coaching kid wrestling because that only goes through 6th grade. And then I coached high school in 2012. I would have been 20, 21 at that time. And then right as soon as I was done in college, I probably started my coaching career around 24, 25.
Wyatt?
The iPad might die because it's at 26%.
Okay.
So if I leave
Yeah, it shouldn't be that much longer. We're probably going to start wrapping things up a little bit. So one thing that I kind of wanted to talk about that Travis talked about was the friendships that he gained through wrestling. And he's still, you know, he's been in some weddings of wrestlers that he's wrestled with or wrestled against, or was a roommate at a tournament. And I've gotten a lot of friendships like that too from wrestling that I still hang out with, I still talk to, that I like kids I used to wrestle and kids that used to beat me and kids that I used to beat. You get a lot of friendships out of wrestling, and I think it's a lot more than a lot of other sports. You know, you get friends from every sport, but wrestling just kind of, it's a little different. The friendships are different, and you meet a lot of really great people through wrestling. So I think that's one thing, you know, that goes a long way.
Yeah, I had one thing I was gonna maybe see if Travis would touch on. So our kids, you know, in practice, can you stress on how important it is for them to really try to be a good practice partner, try to push each other? I mean, kids at a younger age, it's harder to grasp that knowledge, but maybe hearing it from a respected, you know, wrestler with a lot of success and a coach, just push how important a good practice partner is.
We leave now.
Nope, I'm still talking. So we have, we talk about it where you can do some moves by yourself. I just watched the stand-up. You need that independence. You need to be able to do things by yourself to have success. But that being said, you'll never get to the top by yourself. You will always need somebody, and that starts with your parents, right? You're not going to get to practice without your parents. You need them to help you to get there. You need their support. That's very important. When you get to practice, you're not going to become the best without practice partners. So to that point is being a good practice partner not only helps your partner, but that will make them a better practice partner, and then they will make you better. If you look at a very basic level, if you look at lineups, if you look at teams, oftentimes the best two people in the lineup are going to be weights right next to each other. And that's not an accident. That's because they spent time probably every day or 3 or 4 or 2 times a day or 2 times a week at least practicing with each other, and they get each other better. So that's a good point.
Yeah, that's perfect. I guess I never even really looked at, you know, a lot of the teams where their 2 best wrestlers are at, and that makes a lot of sense. Yeah. You know, a lot of the times the best wrestlers on the team are right next to each other in weights, or they're all, you know, 4 or 3 of them that all practice together around the same weight. That's kind of how a lot of teams are. So yeah, are there any last questions before we head out? Any last questions for Travis?
No.
No. So if you guys think of any other questions, you know, you guys are going on with the week, and you think of any other questions that that you would want to ask Travis, you can have your parents put it in the email or something. Or I know my phone number's on the beginning one. They can text me. You guys can text me a question. I can get it to Travis, and I'm sure he would love to answer it. But that's going to be all for tonight. Next week, we have Hunter Jennings coming on and talking. So make sure you have questions for him. You guys know him a lot more. So you'll be able to see that and ask him questions. We'll send out another email, maybe even earlier than Monday this next week. I'll put the video of the wrestling that we showed today. I'll maybe take a video of myself doing a stand-up and put that on the email so you guys can look at that. But be ready to ask some questions next week too.
Yeah, send us some workout videos again, and we'll do another montage video.
Didn't Hunter Jennings go to practice once?
Yep. Yeah, he's come to practice a couple times with us. Yep. So hey, can everybody tell Travis thank you for talking to you guys today, taking time out of his hands? Maybe next time we get to go to Minnesota.
Thank you.
And maybe when we go to Minnesota
Thank you.
here, you guys can see him. I'm sure he'll be walking around.
Yep.
Minnesota State, or wait, what did you say?
I said, well, MNUSA State is at the Rochester College, so my guess is we'll see Travis walking around. You guys can say hi to him then.
Yep. Stop.
And some of his wrestlers will be in helping us if we can get in the room. So Look forward to that. But yeah, be ready for questions next week for Hunter, and next week it'll be at 6 o'clock again. Make sure you guys do something to get yourselves better over until the next meeting. Send a video of it.
Yep.
Wait, do we have to do another workout?
Yeah, we're gonna do that every week, okay?
Yeah, I would like to see some stand-ups, some of the stuff we just did. Show some of that or some takedowns.
Like a stand-up?
Yep.
A stand-up?
All right, Braxton, you can stay after. Everybody else, you guys are good to go.
Thanks, Travis.
Yeah, thank you, Travis.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, bye.
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 Bye, Travis. Thanks.
What's up, Braxton?
Bye.